Hey guys, I wanted to talk today about how I use tarot and oracle for my business and when reading for other entrepreneurs around their businesses as well, and just give you a few jumping off points so in case, you want to try this for yourself and how basically how I use it. Um and I'll talk about I'll go grab them. I'll share some of my favorite decks as well. But with that said, one of the big things I have used it for is usually, sorry, I'm getting comfortable. Okay, as I drink my coffee. All right, the big thing is like with entrepreneurs, and this is not a hate by any means, but we can have lots of ideas and lots of possibilities and want to do them all because we're super powerful, amazing people and we can do everything. And then we forget that we're human and we can burn out too. So with that said, around like a lot of things I've helped people with, especially like if you're kind of getting started or thinking about a new direction, is like with niching, and that could be niching like your actual potential customers. I have really enjoyed like looking at like what is your ideal customer, what are you helping people with if you are in a service-based industry, and it's like kind of like a good prompt for reminders for you, but also to help you get really clear. So you know how they talk about like get super clear, get clear on who your ideal person is, get clear, and you're like, okay, but how? So I use tarot to help me with that. And also, and this can be just like 3 cards just to see the energies, and especially like if a court card comes up, then that's like a really good jumping off point, right? So I love that. And even like right now I have the Bad Bitches on my table, and I love this book because it gives the business and bank as well as the boudoir, so like the romance relationship meaning, but it also will give you the business and the money financial side and the blocked side to the energies of those cards. So I like how it kind of like it makes it a little bit more businessy. And also, while I have this out here, the Fountain, I find this one to be, it's a very let's say it's a, I haven't used this a bunch, but it does do well for, especially for guys. It does do really well for like a business career type reading. And also thinking like Morgan Greer or Salsa Rabito, just a regular Rider-Waite Smith. I was like, is there anything specific I like to grab? Because I've even used Tarot of the She before as well, like early on. But either way, and I might go grab them and show you guys. But, and even I have this on my table too right now. I have also used the Star Child Tarot for like higher meanings, like the higher purpose behind like having a business. So because sometimes we can get overwhelmed, right? And the whole point is like, okay, you're feeling called to be an entrepreneur, and there can be a big mindset shift around that and how you show up. And to help you with that, tarot is a great tool. And obviously, just as you can read for people for every situation, every question, for business related things, I like to even do. So if you're doing a check-in with a potential business idea, or potential like 3 ideas, and you're not sure which one to go, like I'll literally have done like a big map on this floor right here and just like look at every aspect. And I like to usually pull about 3 cards for any aspect. So like, if you have like 3 potential products or services you're wanting to offer, I'll pull 3 cards for each of those to get the energies of those. And then like maybe even like 3 more for like, what do you need to know? How can you make the most of this situation? And then you can kind of see like the energies. Like I will, it takes a little bit of intuition too. So it's more of like a free flow exercise, but covering all the angles. And that's what I like to do for my clients, is like really help them cover those angles, because there's always going to be subconscious fears and mindset shifts that need to take place to help you really get aligned to any potential path. So like, the best example is like, like niching or like 3 products that you're thinking about creating, but you're not sure which one to focus on first. And obviously you can do this from a total analytical business strategy, but what I find that helps the most, because it helps, tarot really helps, like goes hand in hand with like the business strategy, as well as like, the intuitive, shadow, self-care, just the intuitive side of it to help you cover the subconscious or the general energies of it. So like, what are you working with? So, because, like you could have 3 great options to do next in your business, but if logically, yes, but it's like sometimes you have to remember, like, you do have a heart, you need to figure out, like, okay, the logical step is going to be like, what is merging both like heart-centered choices as well as like logically does this work. So I like to look at with the tarot, you can find out like what energies might be blocked around a certain choice. And so just for making those decisions, so if you're making a big decision in your business, I like for like my clients to have like the best, not all the information, but like the most pertinent information that reminds them that yes, they're human too, and no, you don't have to do everything, but what will be not only like financially viable for you, but what can you commit to, what can you put your heart behind and your energy and your effort behind to give you the emotional and financial fulfillment through it. Because it's like I wouldn't suggest like anyone just do something that you're just like, well, it sounds like a good idea, but not really be behind it. Like, we're trying to like prevent that feeling, because I know that feeling, like trying to do what's logical, what you think other people would think or suggest for you, but it's not logical. It's not logical if it doesn't include you as a soul, right? Like you as a spiritual being. So it's like, how do you combine all of that to make the best choice? So it's like, I guess like a holistic approach to making choices in your business that you're having difficulty, where you do need to turn to tarot or oracle to use. And another one deck so also another way I do it too, like if we have several options, like even for me, I'm like, I have used like, do I need to do I need to write a book? Do I need to make a course? Do I need to do this or that? Or, more one-on-one work? It's like looking at all the energies, and then you can also see, so if it's not just like pick one and go with that, if there's like 3 things that you can balance and you have like a much bigger spread to do, I like to also add in this oracle. This is the Color Gypsy Oracle, because of the chakra colors. And so you can see, and the keywords are beautiful for this. So, and then what else works? I almost brain farted. The Sacred Creators Oracle. I almost forgot. It's by Chris Ann, who's making a beautiful new tarot deck, by the way. So I will use that, even at the very least, I will use the Sacred Creators as a 1 card, maybe 2 or 3 card max pull for like at the end to put a big bow on the reading. But also I have been known to use, like, depending on how many options. So I could use like 1 tarot card, 1 Color Gypsy chakra card, and a Sacred Creators card, and then see how those energies work. Or I will use 3 tarot cards, 1 of these, sometimes in addition to like connected and free oracle as well. So it could be like several cards, just depending on how many options and how in depth and how much time you have to go into each option. So if this is for you, for your business, look at all the angles. Don't hesitate in seeing like where, just what energies are working, where am I at right now to take on any of these potential options into my business. And so those are like practical steps, like, okay, what should I create next? But, I did say also, like, I use these for the chakras too. So like, if you're going to be like, if you pulled very beautiful looking cards, really good potential, high potential for viable financial, emotional fulfillment for a certain next product or service, like really like seeing like which chakra does need the love, so you can go start drinking like, orange smoothies or citrus smoothies to help bring in that energy, right? So you have the energy so you can align to it better. So, but even just I find that the Color Gypsy Oracle and Sacred Creators and connected and free. They all go so, so well all together and really fleshing out a potential idea for something. And then another thing is, well, I mentioned, so making sure you know who your ideal client is. How do you help the ideal client, depending on what kind of business you're in? And then I have done like helping an entrepreneur around like their e-course, and then like a few other entrepreneurs around picking a subject matter or a niche and or a type of product and like going with it. And this is obviously hand in hand with analytics. So I feel like tarot and logical left brain, right brain can connect so beautifully. And when you harness both of those in your intuition and the raw data, it is only to your highest good. So when when you have the cold hard facts and numbers, and then you merge it with like intuitive guidance, because entrepreneurship, there's a lot of intuitiveness there too. And I've heard even from like bookkeepers and tax accountants. So even if you're an entrepreneur that, if you haven't gotten a bookkeeper yet, go get a bookkeeper. No pressure, but like definitely have that on your to-do list. Save yourself a lot of energy and time and effort and stress, and get a really good financial team on your team, so you can like focus on the business and everything else that only you can do. I mean, unless you're a bookkeeper already and that is your business. So, but anyway, yeah, so making sure that, or they're talking about like, so entrepreneurs, they will have they will be like already having like a feeling or an intuitive hit on how much money they've made for the year, even without knowing the cold hard numbers. And I've just heard tax accountants and bookkeepers usually know, like entrepreneurs usually have a ballpark. So we're already having to be very close. We're closely tied to our businesses on a heartfelt level, right? Because it's not just this entity exists and it does everything by itself and there's no input from us. Like, no, it's connected to the entrepreneur. And like ideally, yes, we'd all have like some sort of like boundary with it, but sometimes it does feel like you are the business. So I wouldn't say stay in that place forever, but obviously you're going to have to be like, it's like if you're a gardener, you take care of that garden every single day. So your business, you are at least monitoring from the best you can to like really keeping an eye on the vitals of the business. So I just thought that was funny how like even if you hadn't looked at any of your numbers or your spreadsheets or anything or your accounting, they'll still have an idea of like, yeah, I did pretty well. I did about this, this much profit or whatever. And it was like, yeah, usually they are right. So even more reason it's so beautiful to be able to check in with the energies and like, just messages from our spirit guides and our angels and, however you want to look at it, even just like the archetypes, like what, what is this triggering in you? What is this moving in you? Like when you, like, if these were your cards and you're like, okay, how do I work with these energies for this potential option in my business? And also to even like doing spreads around how to be a better money manager, how to be more abundant, like what kind of mindset shifts do you need? Like where do you sabotage yourself with your business growth? All beautiful things that tarot can cover. So pretty much anything you can think of, it will cover. But I find the mindset, the energies of options, the mindset around the business and how to grow it, and like what do you need to bring in, what do you need to like cull and just declutter to maximize, like if you're trying to grow a particular service, like how can you make the most of this energy and how can you harness it to the best of your ability, and that also nourishes you and doesn't burn you out. So all these different things and these different aspects can be looked at, and it helps to have like a really big map. So, and also for like for people doing business readings, if you're doing a lot of in-person or like live sessions, I find like have a decent quick tarot deck. Like, I mean, you can use any tarot deck, but I find like Morgan Greer's really quick and to the point for those kinds of things. And I'm sure the Fountain, I never put out the Fountain, but I know like, I'm pretty sure Bad Bitches would be, if you're, I work with women entrepreneurs. So something quick and to the point to like, especially if you're covering a lot of ground on a business for somebody, for your client, it helps just to be able to get like all right, here's the energies at work, and like on to the next. Okay, let's cover every aspect. Let's cover the mindset. Let's cover the finances. Let's cover the customer base. Let's cover like the technology. What do you need to add technology wise to make this better? Looking at like how often you should do an email, like, or how to grow your email list. These are all things you can look at with tarot, and I love, love, love it. And it was super useful around like, do you want to create an e-course? You know, like, how do you want to launch an e-course? How do you take care of yourself when you launch this e-course? So yeah, don't discount the power of how you can look at the whole, like you can check in on everything in the business. So whether that's for you or for your client. So this is what I've been doing for myself for like over a year now. I've just been going crazy with the business readings. I felt like it's been I treat it like a compass for myself, but I also have found like how much it can help other entrepreneurs, especially if they're not if they don't read tarot themselves and oracle. You know, like it can really help them bounce ideas off. And you know how like writers will use tarot decks, or artists will use, and creatives will use tarot decks for inspiration. It really does help to like have something that helps uncover a layer that you might not have been aware of previously, or you didn't know necessarily those were the energies working, and now you can be aware of them, and you're like, okay, now that I'm aware of them, I can change it, I can turn it up, turn it down, let's see where, see how this works and experiment with it. So anyway, I hope that helps everybody. I know there's like a lot, and I was just trying to think. I've done so many business readings for the past couple of months, and I love doing them, and I love, just like how it always is. It comes out so clear whenever I think it like can this cover this, and it does. Even it just does. It gets straight to the point. Oh, I'm sorry. Another one I used, and this is a little bit more shadowscapes. I have used shadowscapes as well to really get, if you're really wanting to look at the energies themselves, and not necessarily like, I mean, it can be practical as well, but I found that shadowscapes was amazing for like helping like entrepreneurs see like how they help people, and it's just like it's so colorful, and I just really connected to that deck in that way. I just found it was very poetic in describing like how do you help people, because sometimes even entrepreneurs need to be reminded like how do you help, like how do you serve, and it's like you kind of know, but it's always good to know like, okay, this is how I'm helping, okay, and it just helps give like an extra layer of motivation, like an energy boost of motivation to like keep going at it, stay strong, stay the course, like keep seeing what works, keep trying new things, keep creating, and keep putting yourself out there, and and keep marketing. And marketing, obviously, you can look into that as well. So anyway, if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Comment below. And if you would like to do a free mini session with me around your business, I would be happy to do that for you. And I'll have my tarot and oracle as well. And I've been in business for almost 12 years now. I've been saying like it's been over 11 years, but almost 12 years. So I have been on the super analytical side, trying to figure things out, and then this like, spirituality, spiritual gifts, and they can all merge together, and it feels so much better when you're seeing things with both sides of your brain. That's the way I say it, see it. So anyway, and you can just click the link below as well. So if you would like a mini session with me, and I'd be happy to talk to you, and I hope everyone has a lovely day.